everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sarah here. Second last, guys, the penultimate for this April 2023 30 inks 30 days. What has been my first ever 30 inks 30 days. And I realized I messed up something in the monthly swatch twice, and that none of you were able to scream through, well, that wouldn't even work. I was going to say through the camera at me to tell me I'm doing it wrong in the present. Yeah, a lot of time travel would have to be used for that to happen. Anyway, let's just go with it. On to this one. It's an ink that I very much love. I've done an ink deep dive, on it. I just think it's an ink that has lots of characteristics, and that is Sailor Yoi. I'm pretty sure, Maria, this was one of Maria's earlier on in the month. That video was definitely worth watching as well. I know I've mentioned before, Leanne Likes has this ink in one of her swatching videos. I just think it's a really awesome ink, and it really seems to be quite paper sensitive, depending on how it looks. So here you can see it's a purple ink. For me, I do call it purple, but straight away you can see some of that green coming through. I've written with it where it almost looks grey, and I know on some other papers it looks a lot more blue. I love that about this ink, that it is just has so many kind of different personalities, and a big helicopter going past, depending on how you're writing with it, what medium, etc., you get a different side of the ink. So I've just seen that my dip pen is dirty, so I'll just clean that off. Look at that, bits of brown. I just think it's a great ink. I don't have much of my sample left. I've inked this up, I think, once or twice. I can see myself using the rest of this sample pretty soon. I had this in my Mooman A1, and it wrote really, really well in there. I actually have contemplated this as a work ink. Maybe I would use the sample app for that. It's dark enough, but it just has some personality to it, so it's a bit more interesting than just your normal black. Now, I cleaned this yesterday from this crazy ink, but I can still see that there is some ink left over, so I'll just give it another go because I really don't want to contaminate this sample. I don't know, look at that sheen, it's pretty awesome. This page is slowly coming together as well. I think this one's gonna maybe look a little bit out of place, but that's okay. Tomorrow's ink is a green ink. So maybe that'll help tie that one in. All right, let's give this a go. Sailor Yoi. Oh, gorgeous. I completely cheated for today's word. I couldn't find a Y word that I didn't know. But this came up on the Positive Words website that I've been using. And I already messing it up, and I couldn't go past it. And that is Yabba Dabba Doo. Definitely slang. What's happening? I should have left it. But this word is an expression of happiness or excitement. Yabba Dabba Doo. I feel like there'll be some younger viewers who won't even know what this slang word is. Happiness. So every time I use this ink in a pen or swatch it, I just fall in love with it again. It just delivers every time. I think getting the bits of shading there, that is quite light, but when I've written with it in a finer nib, you can see there, it's really legible. I just think it's a great ink. If you haven't tried it, this would definitely be one I would add to your list to try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. All right, who's ready for our second last swatch? It's been a wild ride. You know what could be interesting to see? Just as I clean this pen on the paper towel, there's little bits of like faux chromatography. So you can see the purple in the middle, and then, yeah, the bits of blue and green and black and brown coming out. I would love to see a proper chromatography strip of this ink. I would imagine it to be quite complex. I'm guessing that the main color would be like a purple, but like a colder gray purple maybe. And then all the other ones are kind of what brings this out. Look at that in there, the browns coming through. You just get something different every time. I would love to do, there's someone on Instagram, I've forgotten their names, and they will take one ink and show it to you like across all these different papers in like this really great comparison. This would be an awesome ink, I think, to do it with, because I think you'd really get to see how on some it looks brown, grey, purple, green, all of it. I think it'd be really interesting. All right, I'll let that dry and then we'll do our swatch. So, do you know what's taken me ages to realise I did wrong? Brand name up the top, brand name up the top, brand name. What's this, guys? What's happening here? I did it 2 days in a row, brand name down the bottom. Oh, and then I went back up to brand name up the top. How frustrating is that? Probably not really to anyone except me, but I do find it quite annoying. Let's see in a smaller swatch if there's another colour that comes out as dominant. The purple, but then see here, I'm seeing more grey straight away. What do you see? I don't know why it's all in that corner. So we're doing brand name up the top, everyone. Sailor, oh, my tummy's rumbling. Sailor Yoi. And that brings us, guys, to the end of this video in time, because my son's starting to cry, and then tomorrow will be our last swatch for this 30 inks 30 days. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.